right, all right. Good evening, everyone. I hope we're doing well today. Welcome back to the stream. All right, let's get this show on the road then. Still don't know why it keeps doing that on the camera. I keep meaning to fix it, but I just haven't. So apologies. Get that music turned down a bit. All right, welcome to the stream, everyone. I hope we're doing well today. Very good evening, very good Thursday evening from the UK. Pilot Fisk, welcome to the chat. Asa, welcome, brother. Hope you're doing well, mate. Apologies for the lateness there. But yes, welcome. I hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. And yeah, today we're going to be flying a flight from the brand new MK Studios Lisbon Scenery. We're flying from Lisbon to over to Barcelona, so just straight east basically, and over to lovely Barcelona. So I thought we'd take a bit of a break from flying in the colder climates for this stream and do something a little bit warmer, although albeit temperature's very not super warm at this time of year in Portugal, but it's not really that cold either. So yeah, it should be nice and pleasant. As you can see in the background, the weather is looking quite good, and it should be nice. I did want to do a Lisbon to Manchester, which is what I did with EasyJet just over a week ago. Well, I think it was a week ago exactly, actually. And yeah, I kind of wanted to do that, but at the same time, it is longish flight for doing on stream. So I came up with this one instead because the Latin VFR scenery for Barcelona was on sale for only about £5 over the holidays. So I decided to go for that instead. And we've got the FSLTL live traffic on in the background there. You probably heard the ATC come on there. So yeah, that's today's plan. It should be pretty cool. We've got VATSIM. We've got a controller on at Lisbon at the moment, and we've got some controllers on in the east side of Spain as well. So we should have some ATC coming in to Barcelona, all being well. Let's see. What's next? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Hope you're doing well. The man, the myth, the legend. Thank you very much, dude. I feel flattered. Oh, you're joining along. Fantastic, dude. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Manical, welcome to the chat, dude. Samuel, welcome. Ali, I hope you're doing well. I'm sure you've suggested that exact route before, dude, and we have done that a couple of times on the stream. Feel free to go back and check the older videos if you want to see that flight. That is definitely a flight we'll be doing again soon, though. I absolutely love that approach. So yeah, very challenging, but very, very, very cool flight. Pilot Fisk, when do you gonna fly in Norway next time? We've done a few flights in Norway recently, if I remember correctly. Let me just turn this down a touch here. Oh, it's all popping off in the background here. So yeah, we've done a few flights in Norway recently, actually. So I try to vary it a little bit, although I do like flying in Norway, especially at this time of year. The only thing with flying there this time of year is obviously the daylight is very limited, so it's not always ideal for on stream. But let's see, what did we do? I guess we haven't done it super recently. We did into Trondheim about a month ago, and then before that we did another Norway stream before that. But yeah, I mean, I love flying in Norway. If you've got any suggestions for routing, then please do stick it in the Discord, and I will. I'll obviously put that on my list for things to stream. So yeah, if you've got suggestions, put them in the Discord. I'm more likely to remember then as well. Dave, welcome to the chat, buddy. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Oh, that was That wasn't a very good transition, was it? Let's do that again. There we go. I'm not sure what's going on there. All right, well, here we are at Lisbon Airport. This is MK Studios Lisbon, and it's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good scenery. I do rate it. I think it's worth getting. It is MK Studios quality, so it, I think they do tend to charge a little bit less than other developers, but they don't also do all the crazy stuff like interiors and things like that. And they don't really do too much on the land side either, although they've done a little bit here, you can see. But they don't really go too crazy with the interiors. They mostly focus on the exteriors and the apron and things like that. And they do tend to get it right. I do really like their texturing as well. Like, if you look at the weathering here on the wall, and it's nice and decently high resolution. And yeah, I do think it is very, very nice. I've been to Lisbon Airport a few times, so I do know pretty well what it should look like. And especially these gates in particular are very, very, very true to life. Very true to life. And yeah, definitely got the feel exactly right here. You actually, on a lot of, well, I think on both of the flights I did into Lisbon, I actually arrived and we parked over on these remote stands here. I think that's quite common for the short haul flights. Obviously, these gates are accommodating quite big aircraft. So what you do is you actually go on and get on a little, a passenger bus, and what they tend to do is they bring you over this way. There we go. We've got a A320neo just arrived there, Air Portugal. Love to see it. Yeah, and they tend to take you over this way, obviously towards a terminal. And then what I found is they come down sort of underneath here, and you're kind of driving along, and eventually they'll bring you to somewhere where they're going to let you in. I think this looks quite familiar. This looks like maybe where I entered the airport terminal when I last went, but I might be wrong about that. It's sometimes a little bit disorienting when you're driving around under this I wouldn't say a tunnel, but when you're sort of driving around and you don't have that much reference to what's around you. Anyway, it's a nice airport. I would say it's a good one to buy if you like flying out of... What has happened here? If you like flying out of Lisbon anyway. Let's see if we can fix this. So obviously today we're using the brand new Microsoft Flight Simulator update. It just came out a couple of hours ago. 3 hours ago, in fact. Something's gone wrong there, like real wrong. I'm not sure what it is either. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to. It's like unloaded or something. Wait, hang on. Let me just try this 1 second. So if I go far away from the airport real quick, let's see if we can fix this. I go real far away like this. Very, very nice day here in Lisbon. Look at that. Hardly any clouds in the sky. And then we come back. Has it fixed it? I think it has. Where's my mouse? Why does my mouse keep disappearing? What the heck? I think that's fixed it. Let's see what happens. These guys are still down here. Strange that the jetway disconnected, but not the other stuff. I think it's fixed it. Listen to that. That aircraft taxi in there. Another one on the runway. Not much rotation going on there, is there? Not in a hurry to climb, I don't think. Anyways, yeah. The sounds on these FSLTL models are just absolutely brilliant. I love it. There we go. So we fixed it now. Fantastic. That's great stuff. All right. Anyways, I didn't want to have FSLTL on for the whole flight. I just kind of wanted to have it on for the start of the stream. So I'm just going to go ahead and close that. And I am going to reload it, but just with a few parked aircraft, just so we've got that sort of ambience in the airport. So what you can do with FSLTL is you can actually turn off all of the... oh, I pressed the wrong thing here. You can actually turn off any of the traffic, so you can turn on or off IFR or VFR aircraft, and you can only have parked, which works pretty nice because you can have sort of parked aircraft that are going to be relevant for the specific airport that you're at, but they won't move around, so they're not going to interfere with any of your approaches or anything like that. So I'm just going to get that loaded in. Right, there we go, that's done. So I can move this around now, and you should see there's a bunch of parked aircraft. Delta, British Airways. A few TAP aircraft down there. Obviously, Lisbon being Air Portugal's home base, a couple of EasyJet. I would expect to definitely see more Air Portugal aircraft down this terminal, but you can't have it all, I suppose. I would expect to see more aircraft parked over here as well, for sure, but I do have the density down a little bit, so that's fine. Anyway, enough with my faffing about. Let's go ahead and jump into the aircraft, and let's get started up. All right. Sometimes I find jetways at airports look connected in certain angles, then will glitch weird. Yeah, so I think the issue with that just there was... well, actually, I don't know necessarily what the issue was, to be quite honest with you. It seems like when the jetway became unloaded for a minute, so if I went, you know, if I looked away from it for too long, it will unload itself, so it doesn't take up extra resources when it doesn't need to. So it will have unloaded itself, and when I came back, because it was already connected, it like glitched out, and I'm not sure exactly why, but that's why I thought to disconnect it and then go away from the airport and come back, and that seemed to actually fix it there. So anyway, FSLTL and VATSIM, yeah, no, we're just using the parked aircraft. Drip Vision, it is, yeah, well, this is the premium deluxe edition, but this airport in specific, this is a third-party add-on airport. This cost extra money as DLC to have this airport on there. But you can get it from MK Studios on Orbex, and I'm not sure if it's in the in-game marketplace yet or not. Damn psychic. Yeah, so those planes that took off, you should be able to match it up with Flight Radar 24, yeah, to some degree. I mean, it's not exactly one for one, just because of, I believe it's something to do with how the sim actually will, you know, because FSLTL, it's not spawning in an aircraft that's kind of halfway between at the gate and taking off. It will spot an aircraft in the air, but it doesn't seem to want to do anything in between. So sometimes there's a bit of a delay because obviously the aircraft had to get its clearance and taxi out in the sim versus in the real world. So yeah, you should see those on there. I could have told you the flight numbers as well, but I've actually just reset it now, so it's just parked aircraft. Wait, A320 can do holds now, Acer? No way. I knew it can do overfly waypoints and TCAS. I've played about with that, but I didn't know it could do holds. That's dope. We might have to give that a try. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's get things started up anyway. As you can see, the aircraft is already on. I just jumped in here and turned a few things on just so I've got the radios so that you guys could hear the comms on the on FSLTL whilst we waited. So let's go ahead and get things set up here. I'm just going to turn the temperature down a touch. And the overhead panel is more or less set. So we can go ahead and do our APU fire test. That's okay. I probably didn't hold that long enough. Engine 1 fire test. That's okay. And engine 2. Great stuff. Okay, we'll get the engine, we'll get the fuel pumps on as well. Might as well clear all the white lights out. Cockpit voice recorder test is very faint, but it is there. Great stuff. Cargo smoke detection test is all good and ready to rock. Okie doke. Coming down here, all our lights are already on. Q&H, we'll go ahead and get the ATIS momentarily and get that set in. We'll go for airports and constraints. Let's just do a bit of that and a bit of that. Okay, coming down here, let's get these displays a bit brighter. It's very, very bright in this cockpit, so we shall make sure we can see everything. We'll come here and just do a bit of, get a bit of weather information. I'll also get the aircraft loaded up properly. So init pres and init data request. Then we'll go to our ATIS page. We'll go Lima Papa Papa Tango for Lisbon departure, and we'll send that off as well. That's going to give us an ATIS. There should be a controller on, so that should come back with an ATIS. We'll get the figures from our SimBrief flight plan, and I'm just going to instant board that. That's all done. All right, now coming a bit further down here, let's come here. Let's get the integral lights up here just so we can see a bit better. Everything else is looking good. We'll put the second radios on for me on my side, and we'll go ahead and tune Lisbon. I think it was Lisbon Tower, so I'll just bring up VPilot. Oh, I tell you what I haven't done. I haven't got the right VMR in. Bear with me. Alright, so we're going to be tap 1038. Let's connect. Okay, and everything else is looking good there. Down here, that's fine. Rudder trim is 0, noted. Let's go back here. Received messages, ATIS. We've got an ATIS there. I can hear an aircraft behind us. Oh, there they are. Beautiful. That's another player on VATSIM right there in the A320neo by with the TAP A320neo. Because we're using FSLTL here, we get the beautiful FSLTL sounds that they've got for the aircraft. So I'm liking that. That sounds very, very nice. Looks like there's a couple of aircraft that are. What's going on down here? It looks like a player has spawned in at the same location that a parked aircraft is. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Okay, so that's partially fixed, but most of the parked aircraft have now disappeared. So what we'll try is we'll go back into FSLTL. I'll go 1. We'll just put a small amount of it parked aircraft and see if that works. Alright, great stuff. So let's get this ATIS anyway, and we'll get our clearance in a moment. So we've got information Delta, and we're on the QNH 1024. Right, I'm intrigued to see what this controller is going to say regards my clearance, because SimBrief has given me a departure with it's just a direct to a waypoint. So I'm not sure exactly how the controller's going to deal with that, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's something that they actually would do. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out. Let's go ahead and we'll just go to the aircraft status page. The Arex cycle is current, and then we'll just get our init A page filled. And come over to the tablet here as well. And we'll do a bit of that, and we shall just get our fuel loaded. So fuel on block fuel is 7377 required for this flight. Just need a little bit more on board. There we go, refueling. Bring up our OFP as well and just have a look. So cost index is 15, cruising flight level is 380, LPPT to LEBL. LFPO Toulouse is our alternate. TAP 1038 is correct. Cost index of 15, cruising flight level 380, and that is all okay. So this is our initial waypoint, Exona, and I'm not 100% sure whether or not there is a departure route to that waypoint. Like I say, SimBrief did not give me one for whatever reason. There is a departure, so I don't know why it didn't give me a departure there, but anyway, let's just do this because that's my flight I did the other day. All right, so let's try and guess which departure he's going to give me, because sometimes it can be difficult to tell if you don't know what to expect, what he's actually saying, in my opinion. Maybe it's just me. Anyways, so we want to expect an Exona. Okay, so we've only got 9 Sierra available, and that is off runway 21. Ah, okay, that's why it's not giving me a departure, because it's runway 03, which is in use, I think. Runway New 03. Okay, cool. So that's why there's no departure on SimBrief. That makes a lot of sense and is absolutely fine. All right, let's tune up the tower frequency, which is 118.1. All right. Now then, question is, can you guys hear VATSIM? No, you cannot. So let me just fix that. There's just static going on at the moment. I can't really... I don't know what's going on the radios. I just keep hearing random bits of static. I don't know if someone's trying to speak or what. Drip Vision says, I'm from Lisbon, and that is so realistic compared to Standard Edition. Yeah, it certainly is. Yep. Yeah, it's very, very nicely done, I think. I don't think so. Only inside a procedure, I think. Okay, so it can only do a hold if it's part of a arrival or something like that?
Echo 52, you are blocking the frequency. When able, no Charlie. Sorry for that.
Okay, there we go. So someone realised that they were blocking the frequency. Great stuff. Hey up, Mike. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, not doing too bad, thank you. Yeah, and yourself? You're getting going. What's next? Okay, so you're 1044. Air Portugal 1044, I assume. I think this might be you, right? All right. Lisbon Tower, very good afternoon. Air Portugal 1038, stand 116, type A32N. Information Delta QNH 1024, request IFR clearance to Barcelona.
Air Portugal 1038, Lisbon Tower, good evening. Information Delta QNH 1024, clear to Barcelona, EatBeat 4 November departure, then direct Uredi, squawk 5235.
Stand by for readback.
Echo 52, line up at weight China 03.
Okay, let me just check the departure he gave us.
Echo 52.
This is what I mean. It bid 4 November. Air Portugal 1038 cleared to Barcelona. It bid 4 November departure. Then direct Exona squawk 5235. Air Portugal 1038.
Air Portugal 1038, after EatBeat, it's direct Uredi.
Sorry, my apologies. After IDBID, direct already. Air Portugal 1038.
Air Portugal 1038, feedback corrected, visor and ready for push.
Okay, great stuff. We got there in the end. So that's fine.
Sky Travel 450, push and start approved, facing south.
5235. Before I forget.
Push and start approved.
So he's given us a departure route. So we're going to be runway 03
330 degrees 6 knots.
and IDBID for November. And insert. So after IDBID, we're going to go direct to already here. So rather than Exona, it's direct already. So we'll actually set that up already because that's our clearance. And we can go ahead and remove that discontinuity safely. That's no problems at all. All right, now we'll set up our arrival into... Oh, crap, what did I just miss there? Hey, Alistair, thank you very much for the resub on Facebook. 11 months in total, dude. Nearly a year. Amazing, dude. How time flies. Thank you very much, dude, for that. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you. Clipper, thank you very much for the sub on YouTube. And Ramsey, thank you very much for the 50 stars. That's very generous of you, dude. Thank you very much, as always. First class ticket, please. Might be just a little bit more than that for a first class ticket, but because you're a regular flyer, I'll give you. I think you've got enough air miles. But thank you very much, guys. Thank you, and Dukiadi as well. Thank you very much for the follow on Facebook. All right. Good evening, by the way, Alistair. And
all stations, Lisboa Tower is now closed, monitoring. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Always the case, isn't it? Always the case. Whenever I start a flight, they go offline. Alright, so 1228. Oh well. Never mind. Right, so let's get our arrival in, and hey, Ramsey, thank you very much, dude. You didn't have to do that, but yeah, I'll give you that. Right, so we're expecting runway 02 at Barcelona, so we'll go for the ILS 02 Zulu, and we'll also go for the Caspe 2 November arrival. There we go. And in terms of vias, it is quite complicated at Barcelona when you are transitioning. So let's just check on the charts and see if we can work that out. Before I forget as well, let's just put in our departure route here, just so we've got the charts. It was the EDBID 2 November, which is not on this list. Oh, it is. I'm just blind. There we go. Cool. And then we can delete Exona from our route as well, like so. And there we go. That's our routing. And then coming into Barcelona, like I say, we're expecting runway 02 on the ILS Zulu. So tot key is going to be our best transition. I do enjoy how how Navigraph takes that that part of the equation out for you. Anyways, we'll look at that as we get underway here. Let's just get the correct charts that we need for now. There we go. Okay. Perfect. We'll do departure briefing once we're all set up here. So via is going to be tot key right there. And we're going to insert. Okay, let's have a look then and see how that looks. Just before we do so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the MCDU server for this. Let's have a look. Alright, so if we go to plan mode and we'll leave it on 10 miles, then what we could do is we can just bring up the MCDU here on my iPhone. Thanks to the fantastic work that Flybywire have done. So you guys can see here. Well, you probably can't see here. It's a bit difficult. There we go. So you can kind of see the MCDU there. I know it's a bit small, but if I put it closer, it's just going to go blurry. But that is the MCDU there, and that is exactly what you see right there at the moment. So, yeah, let's have a look then. So make sure everything looks correct. Only problem with using it on a touchscreen though is you can't really look away from the touchscreen for too long, otherwise you end up pressing the wrong button. Okay, so here's our arrival. We've got Caspe, and then down, right turn, and then Ulcal tot key, and then here's our transition, which is obviously very long. And let's see, so it's actually got a discontinuity there, but that is actually fine and intended because you would actually need to go to heading mode at that point. So we'll leave that in. And then coming down. There we go. Great stuff. On to runway 02. Let me just see actually what happens if I remove this discontinuity. Not allowed. That's it. Okay. So if you see here, if I try and remove this discontinuity, I'm not sure if this is a limitation of the current navigation system for the aircraft, but it doesn't let me remove it. But then again, you would need to be in heading mode at that point anyway, so I'm just going to leave it there. That's what I did last time I approached Barcelona. Alright, so RadNav, the departure itself is an RNAV only departure, so we don't really need to tune any nav aids, but we'll tune the Lisbon VOR anyway because it's there. So Lima, India, Sierra, and we'll stick that on both sides as well, just for completeness. That's fine, and we'll turn those on as well. Okay, cool. And then we'll come to our init B. Fuel should have been loaded now. It is 7.3 tons. So we'll go and do a bit of that. So zero fuel weight 60.5 there. Checking that on here. Zero fuel weight 60,492. So that's fine. Stick that in. And then the block fuel we said was 7.4 or 7.3 tons. Let's round down just to be safe. Our wind component for this flight is going to be, average wind component is going to be a slight tailwind of 12 knots. So we'll stick that in as well. So 1, 2 in there. And we're going to leave the rest as it is for now. And that looks good. So finally the perf page will go flaps 1 takeoff. And we'll flex to 66 degrees. Transition altitude is correct there, 4,000 feet. As you can see here at the top of the chart. That's fine. So we'll go ahead and stick in our V speeds at 134, 135 and 139. We'll come up top now and we'll just start the APU as well. We'll turn the seatbelt signs on because we've got fuel on board. Alright, So while the ACPU's firing up and warming up, let's go ahead and do our departure briefing. Our initial climb clearance for the departure route is going to be flight level 60. So we'll go ahead and set that. There we go. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's lock the cockpit door now. Great stuff. All right, so just before we do the briefing, let's just catch up with the chat here. Right, so it only just holds inside a procedure. So we'll have to give that a try. We are on experimental, so we'll give that a bit of a shot. See how it works. Let's see. Nicholas says, first person I saw on the right side of the cockpit, very nice. Yes, dude, yeah. I mean, in the Airbus, because I have quite, I feel like I've got, I mean, a relatively, well, I say realistic, but I've got the Airbus Thrustmaster gear, and I always just thought it was, it seemed like a smart idea, because I much prefer using my right hand. You know, there's no real need for me to use my left hand. And I'm just a bit lazy, to be quite honest with you. I thought, you know, why not mirror that in the sim, seeing as though the Airbus is, you know, such a similar setup to what you have here on the desk at home. Florencia Adams, welcome to the chat on YouTube. I hope you're well and having a fantastic day. Welcome to the stream. Throttle quadrant just stopped working with engine 2 switch. Going to see if a restart fixes it. Oh dear, that's a big yikes. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me. Patrick, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. You need to remove the manual leg and then you can remove the discontinuity. Right, got you. Yeah, I thought it might be the case there, but I think the manual leg is there on purpose because you would need to be on heading mode, which we'll cover in the brief. Yeah, I might do that. It just saves another step later on, doesn't it? Asa, yeah, no worries at all, dude. No worries. Well, don't work too hard anyway, dude. And thank you very much. I'll catch you again soon. Can't get engine 2 to flip up. Any chance you can check yours is fine. Yeah, let's give it a try. So engine 1 and 2. Engine mode selector is in normal, so it's not going to start the engine. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, seems to be okay for me, yeah. Brian Stocker, welcome. Good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the chat. But yeah, everything seems okay there. What's next? What I'll show you though is, I mean, I don't know if you caught this a little while back, but there was a bit of a change that you needed to make at one point to get those switches to work properly. So I'll just show you that real quick, just in case, for whatever reason, that might be the issue. So if you go to your throttle quadrant and then to here, basically what you want is, I think by default there's a couple of extra bindings onto these two buttons here. So if I just go search by input, and we'll just do that so you can see them all. So I think by default there's 4 bindings here per switch, and I'm pretty sure I deleted one. If I remember correctly, I might have been dreaming this, but it might be worth just checking that your bindings are the same there as these are right here. So what you need is engine 1 fuel valve, set starter 1, and set engine master 1, and nothing else. Hopefully that helps. Right, so takeoff briefing. Look at this. This looks so nice here, doesn't it? Beautiful. Oh no, a generic. Oh no, get out my my vision. Oh, thank you. Okay. Right then, so departure briefing. Let's do it. Okay, so let's bring up our charts here, and we'll bring up the correct flights. Okay, so we are here at Lisbon, Portugal, the Humberto Delgado Airport, probably messing up the pronunciation of that somewhat, but here we are. We're currently at Terminal 1. We're at stand 116, which is just here. So, we are going to be departing runway 03, which is obviously down here, upwards to the northeast. And what we're going to do is, there's no controller online at the moment, so we're going to have to give our own taxi clearance. So we're going to push back, facing to the south. We're going to taxi on Alpha, right turn onto Mike, and then we're going to follow Mike all the way down to Mike 5, and we'll join the runway there. We'll take off runway 03, and then we're going to be departing on the IDBID 4 November departure. This is an RNAV only departure from runway 03. Transition altitude is 4,000 feet. Everything else here is met. All the requirements here are met and or not relevant for us here in a flight sim. So coming out to this first turn, we do require a minimum altitude here of 2,000 feet, and then a minimum altitude at PT 412 of 4,000 feet. We're then going to take this right fork out towards IDBID, which is a 51.9 mile leg at 066. Initial climb clearance is flight level 60, but we'll most likely just give ourselves a climb clearance all the way to our cruising altitude more or less immediately. Again, due to the fact there's no controllers online. So that's it really. Fairly straightforward, and we have the Lisbon VOR tuned on the RadNav page. Let's just jump back into the flight deck real quick, and we'll just make sure that we've got that altitude constraint in there as well. So coming down here, we want to go to our charts. Now I'm just going to put the MCDU just there. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. No, you can't. Let's do a bit of this instead. There we go. So 2,000 feet right here. Doesn't have a name. It's just called 2,000. Obviously it's RNAV. And then PT 412, minimum altitude of 4,000 feet. Let's just make sure that's in there. Plus 4,000 and plus 2,000. So that's all good and all set. So that is the departure briefing. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But otherwise, we are going to go ahead and get push and start clearance after we've, well, done the before start checklist, of course. So let me just get my checklist. Okay. So what's next says mine one works, two doesn't. It's just happened now. Your trick worked though. We know it works for one but not two. Yeah, that is strange. Very strange. I mean, I suppose if you're in flight, you could always just click it back on for temporary until you can get on the ground and just work it out properly, I think. Ian, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so before start checklist, we're going to do the full checklist here. So cockpit prep is complete. Fuel messages sent. Gear pens and covers are removed. Signs are on an auto. I'll turn the APU bleed on as well whilst we're here. ADIRs are in nav. We'll go ahead and turn the external power off as well whilst we're here. Fuel quantity is 7.3 tons. Takeoff data is set. Bar ref is set 1024, both sides. Windows and doors are closed. Looking good. Beacon lights, we can go ahead and turn that on now. So beacon light on. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and call the pushback truck.
Cockpit to ground. This is ground. Stand by.
Thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is set. And that is the before start checklist complete. I think what we'll try and do as well is we'll do a single engine taxi as well. Because why not? I think when I flew out of Lisbon last time they did a single engine taxi, so why not? Let's do it. Alright, so we've called the pushback tug in, and all of the ground services are driving away, which is great. We've got
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all
got this nice little model for the pushback truck
You may lift.
from
Parking brakes set.
Arex Europe by Latin VFR. Oh dear. They've not closed my cargo door. Close it, please.
Standing by for pushback.
Right, there we go. So we got lifted. And for some reason, the aircraft, it always sinks back down after it's been lifted. Hopefully they can fix that soon. Anyway, there we go. Let me just fix my camera here. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, so before start checklist is complete, let's go ahead and push back. So we're on Unicorn. 12 decimal 8. Let's have a word. Lisbon traffic, Air Portugal 1038. Pushing back, stand 116. Facing south for runway 03. Lisbon traffic. Okay. Let's go for push.
To ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push. Parking brake set.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Okay, parking brake is released.
brakes are released.
I have not turned my other camera on.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
All right, great stuff. We're off. We're off. Okay, so we're going to go for engine 1 starts because we are doing a single engine taxi. You only want the left engine. You only want the left engine started.
Push and start facing south, Lisbon.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, you only want the left engine started, and then we'll start the yellow electric pump for the hydraulics. Because we don't have engine 2 running. Okay, so engine mode selector 2 ignition, and engine 1 starts. Winter Splash, welcome to the chat, dude. Good evening to you as well, sir. You're a bit pissed. No worries, dude. No worries. Have a good night, whatever you're doing. Got another Air Portugal pushing back. Is that one of you guys? Oh, look at that pushback. That's actually pretty good there. Okay, so let's stop pushback there. Set the parking brake.
Parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Yeah, not bad. We're not totally straight, but the nose wheel's on the line. I'll take it. All right, there we go. So we've got
Disconnect.
engine 1 avail.
Engine start. Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Great stuff. We'll start this timer right here.
Thank you and goodbye.
Okay, we'll put engine mode selector back to norm. And we're going to go ahead and turn the yellow electric pump on to fully pressurize the hydraulic system. And APU, well, we'll just check a couple of things before we turn things off here. So, looking at the engine page, that is all looking good. Bleed air is currently being supplied by the APU only. Sorry, and the left engine, the APU and the engine, not the engine 2, which is what I meant to say. Everything looking good here. Electric page, so Gen 1 from the engine and the APU gen is currently supplying electrical power. Hydraulic system is fully pressurized. We've got the yellow electric pump here feeding the yellow system, so that is all good. PTU is not operational. Right. Although we have this low symbol here, I'm not 100% sure, to be quite honest. I assume this... Oh, okay, yeah, I know what this means. I know what this means. Okay, fine. Right, let's go ahead and turn off the APU then. So APU bleed off and master switch off. I'm mainly doing this just for my curiosity more than anything. You don't necessarily have to look at all this stuff. I'm just having a look because this electric page is actually pretty well modelled under the hood, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm just looking out of curiosity really. And then hydraulics, bleed. Okay, fine, no worries at all there. So we'll do a quick flight controls check before we get underway here. So full left on the ailerons, full right and neutral, full up on the elevator, full down and neutral on the rudder, full left and full right and back to neutral. Great stuff. Okie doke. So we're looking good. After start checklist, anti-ice is not required. ECAM status is checked. Pitch trim is not set actually. We've not done that. So let's just do that real quick. So 24.6. That should do it. And we can check the rudder trim while we're here. Rudder trim is 0. We'll put a transponder on. Okay, so pitch trim is set and rudder trim is 0. After start checklist complete. Taxi lights on. Strobe light to auto. Let's go. Parking brake released. Obviously using just the left engine here for the taxi. So we're going to need to give it probably a little bit more thrust than normal. Someone's pushing into me. Let's see. Oh, baby. Oh dear, that's not good. I'm holding everyone up here.
Visual traffic, airport July 7th holding behind 2, company traffic on offset and will be waiting to taxi to Mike 503 by Alpha Mike.
Lisbon traffic, Portugal 1038. Sorry for holding you up. I am now on my way taxiing to runway 03. Okay,
no problem, there's another traffic behind you, so, but thanks anyway.
Let's do one. I'm intrigued to see what's going on with these lines here. It looks like they've kind of blended the satellite imagery with their with the actual sort of ground textures. I'm not sure what they call this. I think it might be called projected mesh, maybe. But that looks interesting. Alright, so we're going to take a right here onto Mike. As you can see, Mike to the right. We're on Alpha currently. We've got a fire truck there that's stopped for us. It's definitely going to be getting in the way. Oh, we've just got a... let's see. Oh, that's another person telling me that I've got someone pushing into me. Interesting. Okay, so we're taking a right here onto Mike. We're just going to look away. No, we're not. We're just going to look away. There we go. Nobody saw that fire truck. Okay, let's get predictive wind shear on and the weather radar. Not that it works yet. And then we're just going to bear left a little bit here, as we said earlier. We're just going to follow Mike round. You can see Mike continuing on down here. That's Terminal 2 right there. That's actually where I departed from last time I was here. Very, very small terminal. Extremely small, in fact. There's like nothing there. We had like 2.5 hour wait. And it was quite painful. Alright, I thought this guy was taxiing to the runway here, but it doesn't seem to be. So it looks like we're first in the queue. Let's go ahead and start the second engine then, as we're coming up to the runway now. So engine mode selected to ignition. And engine engine 2 starts. However, I've just realised what I've done. I've shut down the APU already, haven't I? So I need some bleed air to start the right engine. Okay, so let's see if we can work that out real quick. I'm going to slow down. Okay, so we should be able to do a cross bleed from the left engine. Now it's just a question of how I actually set that up in this aircraft. I don't think I've ever done that before, so let's see if we can work this out. So, engine 1 bleed coming across. We turn this one off, and then go for cross bleed open. Hopefully that should work for us. Alright, so engine mode selected to ignition.
44 stand 124, pushing back.
And engine 2 starter on. That doesn't sound like it's worked, does it? I don't hear the PTU. I'm not seeing any N2 rotations either. Alright, I'm just going to hold here. Lisbon traffic, Air Portugal 1038 is holding at Mike 5 for runway 03. Traffic behind if you want to go in front. I'm just going to sort out a couple of things here. I've just got to wait, so you might want to go in front on the neighbouring hold point, Lisbon traffic. Okay, so let's just stop there. Parking brake is set. Alright, let's see what's going on behind us. Okay, so these aircraft, they can come on this holding point here and enter the runway here, so that's fine. I'm stopped here. Alright, let's see if we can work out this situation. So the crossbleed is open. Maybe this is not modelled properly. It is possible I'm doing something wrong though. It is very possible. Do we just turn pack 1 off? Do we need pack 1 off? Oh, I think that might have worked actually. No, I thought I heard the rumble of a starting engine then. We might just have to use the APU. Yeah. Perhaps a cross-bleed start isn't possible just yet in this aircraft. Because I can't really see any other way you would do it, to be quite honest. Turning the pack off here and then turning this cross-bleed open.
Air Portugal 038.
Air Portugal 1038, yep, go ahead.
The traffic behind you, I don't think is on Unicom, so we are going to take November 2 and line up 03 if it's no problem with you.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah, that's what I anticipated. I'll only be a minute or two here anyway, but you're more than welcome to go November 2.
Yeah, we're going to sort out some things as well, then we'll get back to you.
Absolutely, we'll wait your call. Okay, cool. So, did not mean to click that. Let's go ahead and start the APU back up. And we'll get things rolling. I love this. Look at all the TAP aircraft. I love it. EasyJet, the animator. Welcome to the chat, dude. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Flying Stew as well. Welcome, welcome.
Piper Cub, 1100 feet. Expecting to cross the field from west to east in about 3 to 5 minutes.
Oh god, I missed a bit of that then. That was not good.
Air Portugal 1044, taxiing to runway 03.
All right, anyway, let's get the APU bleed on. We'll put this cross bleed back to automatic, and the right engine should now start. It is fantastic. There we go. We got there in the end. Beautiful stuff. TAP rated #1 in Europe for safest airlines, 5th in the world. Amazing, amazing. We know why with Poppy at the controls. Let's go, dude. Let's go. I'll take that. I did not know that, though, actually. I did not know that. I've flown with them a couple of times, and yeah, I did not know that. All right, let's get the flaps to 1+F. And we'll go ahead and do the before takeoff checklist, TCAS to TARA as well. Alright, so flight controls are checked, flight instruments are checked, briefing is confirmed, flap setting is 1+F. V speeds are 34, 35, 39, flex temperature of 66 degrees. Transponder is set, ECAM memo is...
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
We'll get the electric bump off. Both engines are available. I'm not getting the ECAM memo for some reason. Not sure why. So we're just going to say that's takeoff no blue. Pretty sure it is. It is indeed. There we go. Takeoff config. Okay, so takeoff no blue. Takeoff runway is 03. Cabin crew.
Flight plan 2 and 3 is overhead, the field 1200 feet, flying west 3.
Takeoff runway is confirmed. Cabin crew is advised. TCAS is TARA. Engine mode selector is normal. And packs are on. The left pack's on anyway. The right pack for some reason hasn't come on. Let's turn the APU bleed off. And the APU master. Have I broken something with this aircraft? Looks fine to me.
Portugal 87 lining up runway 03 for departure beat for November.
Ah, there we go. It's gone off now. Okay, cool. We'll take off after this dude. Air Portugal 1038 for Lisbon traffic is lining up behind the company A320 on runway 03, Lisbon traffic. Alright, so let's just check the approach sector. Likewise, have a good one. Alright, let's get our strobes on. Let's stop that chrono, and when I see him roll, there we go. Let's start the chrono again. We're going to give him a 2-minute separation. Alright, let's get lined up.
Lisbon traffic, Air Portugal 1044, lining up behind the departing company traffic.
Oh, that's you behind me. What's next? Awesome, dude. Awesome. Fantastic. Alright, let's just set the parking brake for now. And we're just going to give it a minute before we take off, just so we've got a bit of separation from the preceding aircraft. We'll go ahead and just do a quick scan around to make sure everything is set properly. Everything is looking very good, though. Let's see, can we see him on TCAS? Yes, we can. Love to see it. There it is. There it is. And then we've got another aircraft behind us, just flying past the field. 1,000 feet. Let's see if we can see him. We cannot. Oh, we can. He was there. I'm sure I just saw him there. I've lost him. Oh, he's there. He's there. It's so difficult to see. He's just there. You guys probably struggle to make him out on stream. Right then. Okay. So, yeah, we'll give it another 30 seconds. Right behind me in a non-scary way. Thanks for letting me know that. Right, okay, so that's been 2 minutes before takeoff checklist is complete. We are ready for departure. Let's go. So, holding on toe brakes, parking brake is released. We'll come up to 50% on the throttles. And up to flex. Man flex 66 SRS runway, auto thrust blue. $100. V1 and rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. No! The nose wheel cam. I pressed the wrong key binding for it. I need to bind that to my joystick, I think.
Lisbon traffic, flight 22 and 3 is on the right way, 034 stop.
Okay, approaching our acceleration altitude. Lever climb. Thrust climb, climb. Auto thrust. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay then, so approaching the S speeds, we are accelerating. Let's get the flaps up. There we go. And we're now accelerating to 250 knots. Let's go for AP2. And we're going to clear ourselves up to flight level 350.
Yeah, Portugal 1044, rolling runway 03.
380, sorry, not 350, 380. Let's disarm the ground spoilers and we'll do our climb checklist. So, climb checklist, landing gear is up, flaps are retracted, packs, excuse me, packs are on, barrel ref is set to standard, both sides. After takeoff checklist complete. Great stuff. Brilliant. We can go ahead and reset that chrono as well. We don't need that running anymore. Fantastic.
And Lisbon traffic, flight 22 and 3 is on final.
Okie dokie. Lisbon traffic, Portugal 1038 is airborne, passing flight level 60 for flight level 380, IDBID 4 November departure, Lisbon traffic. Alright, there we go. Beautiful departure. Fantastic. Little boat down there. Very nice clear day. Look at that. Beautiful. Hey, Mariner. Welcome to the chat, dude. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you on the YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Greedy Man, welcome to the chat, dude. I hope you're doing well. Good evening. Things are good, thank you. Yeah, not too bad at all. Just departed from Lisbon, and we're on our way to Barcelona. Very nice indeed. Very nice departure. There's a really, well, obviously at Lisbon they tend to use runway 21 quite a bit more often. And oh, the game audio, it's so loud, isn't it? Hang on, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so at Lisbon they tend to use runway 21 a bit more often. And there's this really cool departure where you do a really sharp left turn and come out over this way like that. And when I was staying in Lisbon, the apartment I was staying in was literally just very close to the airport, actually. Somewhere around here, I think, if I remember correctly. Might be wrong about that. It might be a bit further up. But nevertheless, it's not that far away from the airport. So when the aircraft take off runway 21 and they do that departure procedure, you can actually see them off the balcony of this apartment I was staying in. And you see them do this real... sort of sweeping left-hand turn, and it looks really cool to watch from the ground, actually. Oh, you were TAP 872, Mario. Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, you have a nice flight too as well, dude. Yeah. Yeah, enjoy. Enjoy. Yeah, and thank you for putting up with my slow pace on the departure there. All right, we're past 10,000 now. Let's get the lights off. I did actually forget to turn my landing lights off. That seems to be becoming a trend on the channel now. I seem to keep forgetting to put my landing lights on. We'll get the seatbelts off as well. And you guys can now go get, well, nothing really. It's all brought to your seat, isn't it? You can go to the toilet if you want and, I don't know, film a vlog. Hope it didn't take 76 minutes to depart. What do you think, Gritty? What do you think? Call it done. Back on the tube. Amazing, Acer. Well, glad to have you back, mate. Good timing. Good timing. We've just departed. Got the nice TAP branded coffee there. Fantastic. In fact, I've drunk that now, so we'll get rid of it. And we're out. This is I believe this is Mario right here in front of us on the TCAS. Fantastic. Wait, 38 arrivals into Barcelona. Holy, this is going to be interesting. Well, now you say it like this, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, you know, I think I've got a pretty strong track record of taking far longer than probably what I need to do a departure. So, yeah. All right. We're on our way. Let's get this zoomed out a bit. Great stuff. Okay. So, everything else is looking good for the climb. I think let's just find a nice little camera view. I quite like this one recently. Quite like this one. Although, having said that, it is quite noisy, isn't it? What about this one right here? Nope. What about this one? This one's quite nice. There we go. I like that one, but for some reason, well, just the way I've done it, the camera covers the wing, which is a bit sad. Could do a bit of this. There we go. That's not bad. That's not bad. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's why I enjoy watching. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I purposefully put more effort into the departure and arrival and stuff purely because, well, I enjoy it, but also, you know, when you're in flight and you've put the autopilot on, especially in the Airbus. There's not that much to do, so I've got to give some kind of content, you know. Anyways, what we'll do then is we'll finish the climb out here, and then we're gonna have a look at our arrival into Barcelona. All right. Let's go to the RadNav page. We'll clear out these VORs because we don't need those anymore. And we shall flick them off here as well. We'll leave that one as it is. They've done a great job with this new ND. It does look very nice, doesn't it? It looks very realistic to the actual aircraft. I do enjoy it, especially with these little stars looking very, very, very good. Yeah, it looks great. It looks great. Map partially displayed as well. That's a nice little touch. Great. Great. We've got this aircraft in front of us there. They're definitely further away than they look there. Let's see if we can spot them out the window. They're a little bit higher than us. 3,000 feet, so not too much higher, but let's see. Can we spot them? No. Sometimes it's a bit difficult in Microsoft Flight Simulator, isn't it? Alright. I'm just looking around to see if I can see any other aircraft, but I can't, unfortunately. The other day, for the very first time, I actually found in the sim, well, not found, but I saw another aircraft flying past me that had contrails. It's the first time I've seen that in this sim, believe it or not, even though they added that a long time ago. That was just cool to see. It was just very satisfying. Yo, guys, thank you very much for all the likes on Facebook as well, by the way. Holy. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate that. Can you show something in Navigraph? Yeah, we can have a look at Navigraph. Airport elevation, where's that written on the charts? Usually, that is written in the briefing strip, it's called, at the top. So, right here, this top strip. It's usually written up here, airport elevation 355. So this is a departure route. So it's right at the top here, but let's see if we can find a different one, because sometimes they're formatted differently. If it's a horizontal page, sometimes they move that strip around, but I think these are all vertical. Let's see what else. So if you look at a 10.9, the airport chart, again, it's right up at the top here, just underneath the ICAO code. Airport elevation 355. However, I think this chart right here is the only chart that will show it written like this. All of the other charts, it will be within like a box like this. So this is a SID charts. If we look at a star, you can see if we come in at the top here, you've got the same thing right here, airport elevation. And then on your approach charts, it is in the same, roughly the same place, but it does look a bit different on a approach charts. So again, it's up at the top in this top area, the briefing strip it's called. It's up here again, airport elevation 355, runway elevation 330. But it is, I mean, if you're using Navigraph, Jeppesen charts, it's always there. Let's see if we can find something else, actually. If we can find let's look at Barcelona. Hey, yo, Alistair, dude, thank you so much. That's very generous. 530 stars on Facebook. Very, very generous of you. Thank you very much, Alistair. Yeah, thank you so much, dude. That's very generous, and appreciate your continued support. Thank you, dude. Much appreciated. So let's have a quick look at Barcelona's charts. Let's see if we can find something a bit different because here we go. So this is a well, it's like it's almost like a square, isn't it? But it's horizontal. But everything is still more or less in the same place. So if you look at the sort of title area, again, you've got your airport elevation here, 14 feet up here. Approach charts is quite simple. It's pretty much in this spot every single time up here. And that's it. I'm just trying to see if there's any other examples I could give you, but I think that's about it. That's the beauty of these Jeppesen charts, is the layout is pretty much the same on every single airport you look at. Let's try Los Angeles, because I know obviously in the US they tend to have some slightly more complex procedures, but again, everything should be in the same place. So again, up at the top here, airport elevation 128 feet. This is the Bruin 2 Arnav arrival. But again, it's all sort of in the same place. And ILS, again, exactly the same, just here. Except for on here, you've got a slightly different notation. You've got airport elevation 128 feet, touchdown zone elevation 7 right 128 feet. Let's see. Airport elevation. Where is that written on the chart? I could not find it for YPAD 34 right. Okay, let's have a look. Adelaide International 03 34 right. Oh, I'm not seeing a 34 right at Adelaide. Let's have a look. Maybe I mean something else. What's the top right box in the flypad landing page? Let's have a look. Up here. So top right on the landing page, you've got the weather. You have to. The landing calculation page. Okay, so you've got landing calculations here. So you've got airports, ICAO codes. Obviously, this stuff is fairly self-explanatory. Runway altitude, runway heading, runway condition, and then you've got runway slope here. This is in a percent. So on a lot of runways, I don't really bother with this because the slope on a lot of runways is not even really enough, I think, to really make too much of a difference. But you could calculate the runway slope. Now, I'm not going to be able to tell you the calculation because I'm not that great at working out that off the top of my head. But you would work that out. There's nowhere that I've found. On some airports, it might tell you on one of these sheets exactly what the slope is. But for the majority that I've found, it doesn't actually say. So what you would do is you'd go to your airport, your 10.9 taxi chart. And if you look at the airport itself, this chart, the 10.9, it always says the elevation of the threshold on these charts. So you see elevation 20 feet here for runway 23, and then if you go to the other end, elevation 14 feet. So if you were landing on runway 23, you would basically just need to work out the percentage difference between 20 feet and 14 feet. Which, like I say, I'm not gonna work out for you, but obviously that's a very, very small decline. So that'd be what you'd put in there. You'd put in, well, you wouldn't put anything in here because it's, actually no. Can you put in a minus 1? Can you put that in? Does it let you do it? It does. Yeah, so you could put in your slope downwards in there. Then you've got runway landing distance available in meters. So landing distance available you would get on this chart, usually this one, the 109A. So if you come here to additional runway information. Now this is not a very good example because a lot of the charts don't actually look like this. Let's go for Lisbon. 109A. This is what most of them look like. So you've got your runways here, and then you've got your landing usable lengths here. So you've got landing beyond threshold and glide slope. So obviously threshold is from the threshold of the runway. So that is going to give you the full length of the runway from the threshold to the other end of the runway. Now, you don't use that really for your landing distance available because you don't aim at the threshold to touch down. You actually aim to touch down at the 1,000 foot markers where the glide slope ends, basically. So you've got 10,874 feet and, well, 3,340 meters. That's what you would put in right here. So that's your landing distance available from the glide slope. At least in an airliner anyway, that's what you would do, and in this instance for the A32NX. So you know then, obviously, your landing calculations are based on touching down at the aiming point, the 1,000 foot markers, and if you float any further than that, then you know you're eating up what you've calculated for. So when it gives you this, I can't remember if it gives you I can't remember if it tells you how much extra runway you have after you come to a full stop with the auto brake on, but yeah. You can also use that information to sort of give yourself a mental idea of whether you can actually float or not, if you want to butter your landing, I suppose. And then the rest, I think, is self-explanatory. Overweight procedures, obviously you'd probably only use that ever if you were returning to your originating airport, if you were loaded up pretty heavy and you needed to, you were below your maximum landing weight. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. We're still climbing here, nearly at 380, just about to, oh no we're not, we're at 372. Alright, cool. I hope that was helpful anyway. Hope that was helpful. Let's see. Bryce asks, have you heard anything about the Honeycomb Alpha on XPC or the Xbox Hub release date? Absolutely no idea, unfortunately, Bryce. No, I've not heard anything. I think I may have said this in a previous stream. I don't really follow Honeycomb too closely. So yeah, I've not really heard anything about that, but I haven't, again, been following Honeycomb. If you probably went in their forums or similar, or on their Facebook or something like that, maybe there's some information on there. How come the terrain awareness display has gone now? So, I assume you're talking about this button right here, with the terrain radar, or the terrain display. Yeah, okay, there we go. Alt Cruise 380. Great stuff. Okay, cool. So, yeah, the reason that's not available anymore is because this, the ND here, the navigation display, they've, like, you've got to think of each of these different displays as, you know, different, well, I'm sure you do anyway, but they're obviously different flight instruments, and they're not necessarily all linked together in terms of how the aircraft is coded on the back end. So because recently they integrated the working title flight plan manager, and this is how I understand it anyway, I might be wrong, but that's how I understand it, because they've recently introduced the working title flight plan manager to the aircraft, basically oh, hang on a minute. Oh, we're catching this aircraft in front, I think. And we've definitely got an aircraft behind us as well. Not too far away. Yeah, 40 miles behind. He's coloured in white as well. He's coloured in white. That means he's a threat. And he's climbing. I think this is what's next, right? But anyway, so the terrain display, yeah, so they implemented the working title flight plan manager into the aircraft, which is absolutely brilliant. It means that obviously we can do, you know, different leg types and much more complex LNAV procedures. We can also, you know, edit the flight plan with much more freedom, and obviously that brings so many different possibilities and advantages. But what that means is they've actually had to rewrite this flight instrument. They've completely redone it basically, so it actually shows more information, but it can also draw all these new types of legs and things like that the aircraft can now fly. So they've had to rewrite that, and because it's not fully integrated with the sim, it's sort of external, quote unquote, to the native instruments in the sim. What that means is that they had to remove the weather radar and the terrain display, and up until recently the TCAS as well. But as you can see, that's now working. But obviously, as a result, they had to remove that stuff because of the new ND. I'm assuming that they are planning on bringing it back, but it's just going to take a bit of time, I think, before they can get it all back in there as it was before. And it might not even go back in there as it was before. It might go back in some different way, but we'll see anyway. Hopefully that made sense, and I might be slightly wrong about that. That's just my understanding of the situation. You have to fill out something, otherwise the calculate button is not clickable. Yeah, so we'll do the landing calculations. We'll definitely do the landing calculations, and we'll go through it all. You get a calculator as well, yeah. I usually just Google it, to be quite honest, but yeah, it'd probably be good to know the actual calculation. I'm really not that great at percentages. All right, cool. So we're in the cruise. Let's go ahead and just check all the systems here, make sure everything is nominal. So go for the all button. We'll just close it off real quick and review the cruise page. So cockpit temperature is 22, forward galley is 23, forward cabin, aft cabin 21 degrees. Absolutely fine, looking good. Cabin vertical speed is 0, and cabin altitude is 7,650 feet. And all looking good. Delta P of 8.1 psi. So all looking good. Landing elevation auto. Let's go and check out the rest of the pages here. So engine instruments absolutely fine. Bleed air looking good. We've got a little bit of a difference there between the two pack temperatures, but no issues. Well, actually, that's because of, let's see here. I was going to say maybe it's because I've asked for a lower temperature in the aft cabin, but I don't think it is. It might just be a slight variation. Okay, so this is all looking good. Everything fine as well. We've got Gen 1 doing a little bit more load. 43% load versus 29%. Again, I'm not sure if that's related to my faffing earlier on or not, but I've never seen it that different before. Hydraulic page, everything looking good now. PTU is operational. Fuel page, all looking good. APU is off. Looked at that. Slides are armed. Wheels, all looking good. Temperatures on the brakes are fine. Flight controls all looking good and in the green, and status is okay. All right, cool. Nice puffy clouds as well. This weather is looking better, isn't it? It's looking better. I know a lot of people have had issues with live weather being really strange and only showing sort of towering cumulus clouds and stuff like that since the last since Sim Update 7. But it looks like the hotfix has fixed it a little bit, and it does look quite a bit better. Also, a massive thing that I don't know how many of you guys noticed, probably quite a few of you, but there was this issue with color banding that they had as well, and they've actually fixed that with today's update, which is absolutely magic. It looks so much better. Like, you could definitely see it, especially in low visibility conditions. We're getting quite a bit of turbulence here, aren't we? Anyway, we're carrying on. So, as I was saying, yeah, the color banding, especially in low vis conditions when you were flying in mist or cloud, that color banding was so obvious, really. Wow, okay, this is pretty extreme. Let's get the seatbelts on. Hold on to your coffees in the back, guys. Yeah, so the color banding in low visibility, it was really pretty nasty, to be honest, and they seem to have fixed that completely. So big thumbs up for that one. They also seem to have fixed the bug whereby it looks foggy on the ground like nearly all the time. I think it was something to do with clouds being at ground level or something like that, and not rendering as fog. So yeah, it's a pretty nice little hotfix today, actually. And I feel like, I mean, it may be a placebo effect, but I feel like my frame rate is a little bit better as well. But again, I'm not really saying that as a fact. I haven't measured anything. All right, look at that wing flex going on there. Right, so let's have a look at our charts for the arrival then into Barcelona. There was an update yesterday, Gritty Man. It was just a hotfix though, so it wasn't a huge amount of changes, but there was some nice little ones there that fix a few things that was introduced in the last sim update. Right, so looking at our arrival then into Barcelona. Before we go any further, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and just quickly look on the map here. Okay, that's not going to work for me. I'll need to bring up VATSPy, which you guys won't be able to see real quick, but I'll just do that. So, just looking at Barcelona. Oh, baby. So many arrivals. Oh, they've got a full remit of controllers on at Barcelona. Is there an event on there or something? Holy moly. 46 departures and 36 arrivals. It's going to be busy on this arrival, guys. Speaking of which, let's see what runways they're using. Alright, it's actually 2-5 right they're using for approaches. So, that's going to be interesting. Right then, so, let's have a look. So, we've got the CASP 2 November arrival for runway 02. Now then, obviously they're not using runway 02, so we'll probably have to amend that. Alright, let's go back into the cockpit then, and we'll just have a look at the METAR, not the METAR, the ATIS. We'll have a look at the ATIS together, and we'll just see if we can work this out. So, format for printer, arrival, that's all good. We'll get rid of that one. Go away. Okay, and we'll just wait for the message to come through. Well, it's a fuzz pad. It's just an overlay for the stream. It's not really anything functional. It's literally just a picture of an iPad with a hole cut in it so that I can put stuff inside it. Barcelona 1 in 1 out event 2100 Zulu. I seem to have a track record of doing this, don't I? Where I fly into events unsuspectingly. Let me just see then. I'm just going to check if they've got any special requests on the event. Sometimes they have certain routes they want you to fly and stuff. Let's see. Okay, yeah, not really any details on there, so that's fine. However, let's have a look at this ATIS then, because we've just received it. Did I print it off? I did, yep, there we go. Okay, so let's have a look at the ATIS then. So, El Prat Airport ATIS Information Hotel, time 2000. So that was nearly half an hour ago. So it's probably going to change again in a minute or fairly soon. So we'll have to look at that again. But we can expect ILS Zulu approach, runway 25 right, departures on 25 left. Expect ILS Zulu approach 25 right. Caution RNAV approach, transitions in use from initial approach fix. Check FMS. Expect one whiskey approach transitions for runway 25 right. High intensity runway operations in force, transition level 70. Surface wind 20 degrees. Sorry, 320 degrees, 9 knots. Ceiling and visibility okay. Temperature 6 degrees. Dew point -2. QNH 1019. Okay. Fine. No worries. Let's have a look then. So we're going to have to try and work this out a bit. There's some pretty, I want to say, fairly complicated transitions into Barcelona. So let's go ahead and look again at the fuzz pad, and we'll see if we can work this out. So let's do this. So the Caspe to November is more or less out of the question. What we want to do is we'll have a look for another arrival. So Caspe, so it's stars. Let's have a look. 25 left and right arrivals. That's 7. That's runway 2. That's 25 left and right again. Casp 1 whiskey. Okay, so that basically takes us to the north of the airfield and in and around. And then 1 Zulu takes us to the south of the airfield. Now, they are going to be using 25 right, so I imagine it would probably make more sense to send traffic arriving on the north side of the airport, surely. I would imagine. So 25 right is probably going to be the Casp 1 whiskey. In fact, was there something about that in the... Yes, it did. It said expect 1 whiskey approach transitions for 25 right. So that's what we'll go for. We'll go for this one. So we'll pin that. Boom. And then it's going to be the ILS Zulu for 25 right. So we've got 2 charts for this. So we've got the RNAV transitions to 25 right. Which we might actually end up flying a bit of because of the traffic that's coming in today. So it takes us from our approach, which finishes at this Sabadell VOR for 25 right here. Let's see. So that's the number 2, number 1, MEA by 88. Okay, fine. So, runway 25 right, minimum 6,000 feet there. So we need to just bear that in mind. We've got quite a complex MSA around here as well. So we'll need to, we'll see if we can plan that out on our ND as well. So from Sabadell, which is here, we're basically just going to follow it out here to BL443, right turn, up to the northeast following these RNAV fixes. Again, these have all got minimum altitudes here, 4,600. Speed limit as well, 220 knots here. Max flight level 100, minimum flight level 70. So yeah, we'll go through that in a bit more detail in a moment. But that's essentially the transition. And then you actually get to the end here, which is has this little note here. So number 1 at the final fix. Do not turn to final approach without ATC clearance or communications failure. So once we get to this point, if we don't have any clearance from the ATC, we've just got to continue on this track. We can't turn in towards the airport until we've got that clearance. So we'll probably get a right turn on vectors, or we'll probably get an intercept turn, and they'll probably say turn right, this heading, cleared, ILS approach 25 right, and then we'll capture the localizer from probably quite far out and come in that way. And then onto the ILS, which itself is the wrong chart, which itself is quite simple, just Tebler. 2,300 feet is the platform altitude, and again, we'll go through this in a bit more details. But that is that. That's fairly, well, it's not too bad, I suppose. Looking at the airport charts and the taxiing charts, taxiing is very complicated at Barcelona. So we're going to need to work this one out for sure. Let's see. So taxi routes arriving on runways 25 right. Let me just filter by name. 25 right. So they actually have specific routings they want you to take, so we can work out our taxi clearance based on this. So arriving 25 right, we'll pin that one as well. As you can see, it's got these blue lines on it. And again, we'll come back to it in just a moment. Now, they did say there was high intensity runway operations in high intensity runway operations in force. So we'll see if we can find any notice about that. Okay, so this is what we knew anyway. Arrivals 25 right, parallel runways, departures 25 left and right. Whenever the traffic demand and the weather and operational conditions so permit, the preferential nighttime configuration may be extended. The use of 25 right is restricted to those aircraft that can justify the need for a runway length longer. Okay. Carrying on. Low visibility procedures, run-up tests, ambulance flights. Arrival. Landing clearance shall be issued when ILS sensitive areas are free, usually before the approaching aircraft is 2 nautical miles from the touchdown zone. From the touchdown point, landing clear and issue. Landing clearance issue may be delayed before the aircraft is 1 nautical miles from the touchdown zone point. If the pilot has been advised that they will receive late clearance, the exit from the runway will be made by... Okay, so let's just make a note of these. So arriving on 25 right. We're not sure which terminal we're going to use yet. Let's just check that. So Air Portugal, Barcelona terminal. I like to Google this so I can get it right. Okay, so Air Portugal uses Terminal 1, so that would be an exit to the south. So we want to aim for Romeo 6 for the for exiting the runway. So we'll have a look at that on the charts momentarily. If for performance reasons aircraft cannot leave through these exits, it shall notify tower. That's fine. We probably won't have any issues there. Okay, ground movement. Pilot shall proceed to verify at every moment the aircraft position, especially at intersections, checking that taxiing is being executed in conditions of complete safety. Right. Okay. That's okay. Next up. I like how they have this anomalous situation in maneuvering area. You don't see this at a lot of airports, but I can understand why they have this at Barcelona. Because, I mean, if you've ever looked at a taxi chart from Barcelona, oh my god, it is so freaking complicated. Communications failure. Okay, that's fine. Right. Oh, look at this. We've even got standard, we've got general taxiing directions. So, arrival runway 25 right, departure runway 25 left. That's the configuration the airport's in currently. Watch it now change, knowing me, my look. Taxiing direction on taxiways Delta and Echo to the south. So that's probably what we can expect, I think. We'll have another look at that in a minute. Let's see what else. I think we're pretty much good now. Okay, no. We're not. That was just general. Now we're on to the arrivals. Let's see. Noise abatement, that's fine. Doesn't apply at this time. And I've transitioned to final approach. Okay. So they're saying that basically they'll give vectoring guidance for traffic that cannot comply with the RNAV1 navigation. Okay. So it may be we might not just get a right turn on vectors. We might actually get a direct onto final rather than a turn on heading. Oh no, wait, look, the last instructions to intercept the final path will be provided by the final sector of Barcelona through the use of vectors to the localizer. Okay, that's fine. Continuous descent operations. Okay, fine. I'm just going to speed through this now because I don't want to bore you guys to death. Minimum runway occupancy time. Right, this is relevant. So we're a medium. Runway 25 right. Rapid exit to the left. Romeo 5. Oh, we put down Romeo 6 for some reason. Let's put Romeo 5. Okay, Romeo 5. All right. Okay. More information on high-speed exits, taxi procedures. When vacating runway, if taxiing instructions have not been received, all aircraft except the code letter Foxtrot aircraft should stop at the end of the taxiway segment, end of the exit taxiway segment. Okay, fine. That is doable. Taxiway Romeo 6. Okay, Romeo 5 for some reason not covered here. Okay. We're carrying on. West configuration, parallel runways, this is relevant. Taxi to Terminal 1. Aircraft shall vacate 25 right, following to the ATC instructions. Now, I'm not sure which ramp we want to go to. We'll work that out in a moment. I'm just going to pin that. Okay. Great stuff. So that is everything. I told you it was quite complicated. At least if you want to do it properly, anyway. Okay, let's see on the chat here. RBX Girl 40. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good evening to you. Why my 777 open even we put in community folder? I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure what to advise on that one. Just make sure you've not put it a folder inside a folder, if that makes sense. So when you open up the folder, it should say inside, there should be a folder in there saying sim objects and various other stuff. But if you've got like a 777 folder, and then inside that you've got another folder that says 777, then you want to make sure the top folder is just 777, and then the folder below, it needs to be like sim objects and all sorts of different files, if that makes sense. So yeah, that might be why. That might be why. Okay, right. So let's have a look at these taxi charts then, because that is probably the biggest question mark we've got so far. So we're going to be arriving on 25 rights. And we want to vacate on Romeo 5. I'm just going to rewrite this so it's a bit clearer. And then we can expect taxis to the south via Delta and Echo. That's what it said. We'll see if we can work this out. So 25 right is here. This little line here, I imagine this is marking the ground frequency. It is. Okay. Right. So we're going to vacate, or it's desired to vacate either Romeo 5 or Romeo 6. We're going to try for Romeo 5 here. That might be a bit early for us, knowing how I float sometimes. But we'll see if we can make Romeo 5. And then we're going to taxi to Terminal 1. Now, let's just have another look here. So look how many taxiways there are. And different... Look at all the different letters. Holy... Okay, so there's all these different ramp numbers. Right, so we want Terminal 1. Now, I don't think I want to take forever taxiing, so I'm probably going to go... I think this R-12, is that the ramp number, potentially? Let's see, R12. Okay, yeah, that works. Okay, so to the south via taxiway November and Mike. Okay, so I'll make a note of that one. November and Mike. And we're going to go, yeah, ramp 11. Okay, cool. Sorry, ramp 12. I'm smart. Okay, so let's look. So we're going to vacate Romeo 5, and then it said via November and Mike. So this is November here. This taxiway up this way, and then Mike is just parallel to it. So you can see the arrows are pointing down this way, and then they kind of meet here. So I imagine our taxi clearance will probably be something like, if we vacate at Romeo 5, it's probably going to be something like Echo, right turn onto Lima, maybe. You've got all these other little points here with the circle, so right, so it'll be Echo right through India Sierra, and then Lima, maybe. It's not that clear where all the taxiways are, is it? But I'm pretty sure that will be it, and that's quite a simple taxiway. Sorry, simple taxi instruction. So I'm just going to write that down. So Romeo, I'm going to put in brackets because that's what we'll be on when we arrive, and then it'll be Echo and Lima. India Sierra as well, apparently. Maybe. We'll see. And then if we vacate Romeo 6, which is quite likely as well, we can expect to taxi off Romeo 6. And then this is a two-way taxiway here. I just noticed that. So the arrows are going both ways here. So we could go now. We could get a clearance down November, or we could get a clearance through this way and then onto Mike and Brown, potentially. So that could be interesting. So let's just say, for example, we go Romeo 6. We could get a clearance maybe November. left Delta Sierra, November Delta Sierra, and then Lima all the way around, follow Lima around potentially. It could also be different to that as well. It could also be a left turn onto Mike. They could take us all the way around here rather than down this way and round. We'll just have to see, I think. Okay, great stuff. So, let's come back into the aircraft anyway, and we'll just make sure that everything is plugged in properly. Navigraph charts. Okay. Let's just reload this so we've got all the correct charts showing here. 1038, unload. There we go, I've got all the charts. Can't use this bar at the bottom for some reason. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. I hope you guys are enjoying this anyway. Let me just do a quick calculation of my top of descent here. Alright, so we need 124 miles to descend. Okay, cool. So let's have a look then and make sure this is all plugged in properly. So Caspe. Caspe is here. Now, there is actually an upper limit at Caspe, a flight level 280, which we might not make actually. Sorry, we need that to be like this, don't we? There we go. Right, okay, so that's in. We may not make that constraint. I don't think that's going to be the end of the world, though, necessarily. The next constraint is going to be at SLL, which is here. Oh, sorry, you guys probably can't see the Caspe restriction. There it is. And then the next one is going to be flight level 100, 250 knots at SLL, or DME SLL, sorry, DME 10. So let's see, where is that one on here? It's after Villafranca. I've got Ulcal. Oh, I've not changed the arrival yet, have I? Okay, so we want 25 right Zulu. Caspe 1 Whiskey. Via SLL. Insert. Okay, great stuff. So we've got that in. Right, Caspe, 28,000 is in. And then VLA, Delta 247 Juliet. 10,000 feet, 250 knots is in. SLL is going to be plus 6,000. That's in as well. That's looking good. Great stuff. Okay, and then on to the transition. Transition SLL is going to be max flight level. Let's see. Okay, so this has actually got a different restriction here, which is interesting, but we'll take it. And they said the 1 Whiskey transition, which is going to be down this way. Okay, fine. Right, so altitude constraints. Sorry, not that one. Okay, I tell you what we can do though, is we can actually make that altitude constraint if we start a descent now. Let's do that. Just. We'll make it just, I think. Right, so... we'll put in plus... we'll put in... I can't remember actually how you do 2 constraints on here, but let's try it. Max 10,000. And then plus 7,000. I think that's how you do it. Yeah, that's not worked, has it? I don't think they've fully implemented how it all works here in terms of the constraints, but let's just do plus 7,000. That's fine. Right, then next we've got minimum 4,600 for the rest of the way in after BL439. BL443 we do have a speed constraint of 220, that's in. And then from here onwards we've got a minimum of 4,600. Oh, that's how you do it. Right, okay. Okay, that's actually correct then, so... SLL is going to be plus 7,000 minus 10. That still didn't work. Did I put it in the wrong way around? Okay, it's still not working. Yeah, yeah, weird. Let's just put plus 7,000 in there. That's all good. Okay, great. So everything is in correctly. All our restrictions are in. And then we've got 423, 419, 415. That'll probably be after the manual. So BL427, manual is this point here, which we're going to leave that discontinuity in. Now we've got 423, 419, 415, and then Tebler, and then down on to the final approach. We've got the Suedo Plaps 2 waypoint now. Fantastic. All right, great stuff. So that is pretty much it. We've now got to put in our arrival data. Let's just check what altitude we're at. We're at 30,000 feet, 6 miles away from Caspe. Yeah, just about making it, aren't we? TCAS we can set to below as well. Let's go ahead and just get another ATIS real quick. Right, and then we're going to put in our perf data for the arrival. And I'm grabbing the throttle there. I don't want to do that. There we go. It always seems to say viewed before I actually do anything. Oh, is that because it prints out on its own now? Is that why? Okay, that's fine. So perf data for our approach. Hello? I think my printer's run out of ink. Let's send it again. I can't click that paper. There we go. There we go. Right, so we've got ATIS information India. 25 right still in use. Right, let's get the perf data in anyway. Okay. Excuse me. Surprised we've not been contacted by the center controller just yet. Oh no, he's actually not actually online. It's just the approach controller 131120. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's get this in anyway. QNH is 1019er. Temperature plus 6 degrees. Surface wind 330 degrees at 11 knots. Transition altitude is on here. Can't 70. And then our minimums going to be 235 feet. Right, that's that done. Beautiful. Let's focus now on the descent. Okay, so we've leveled at 280, which is fine. We've got 124 track miles to go, so we don't actually need to carry on descending just yet. So we need about 94 miles for that. Now, let's go ahead and go here. There we go, there's the approach controller. 31120. This is going to be busy, guys. This is going to be busy. I'm missing CPDLC already.
feet QNH 1019er.
Oh, look at that!
Descent altitude 2,300 feet, QNH 1019er, Lufthansa 3 Mike Alpha.
Flybus 3286, descent to altitude 3,500 feet, QNH 1019er.
Descent 3,500 feet, QNH 1019er, Flybus 3286.
Vueling 6335, velocidad 160 nudos hasta las 4 millas.
This guy's going to give us a descent clearance probably anyway, so... Barcelona approach, very good evening, Air Portugal 1038, flight level 280, information India, type A20N.
Air Portugal 1038, Barcelona, good evening. Continue on the Caspe 1 Whiskey arrival, descend now flight level 80.
Continue on Caspe 1 Whiskey, descend flight level 80, Air Portugal 1038. Alright, there we go. Continuing down. Boom.
Lufthansa 5.
Just idle, open descent.
080 degrees.
Flight level 80, blue. We'll actually go for a managed descent. So, thrust idle, Des. Alt is in pink. Flight level 100, pink.
Flybus 3286, descent to altitude 2,300 feet from Debla, cleared ILS Zulu, approach runway 25 right.
Descent 2,300 feet, and from Tableau cleared ILS 25 right, Zulu, Flybus 3286.
Speedbird 486, descend now flight level 80.
Alright guys, this is going to be quite a busy arrival I think, so I might not necessarily be able to talk to the chat too much, but let's go ahead and do our landing calculations while we've got a bit more time still.
2,300, Lufthansa 3 Mike Alpha, thanks.
Landing calculations. Okay, so let's get the METAR. Let's just check that, make sure it matches up with the METAR. It does more or less.
Air Portugal 1044, approach, good evening.
Runway heading.
Crash and cleared, Caspe 1 Whiskey arrival, descend now flight level 80.
245.
Descent flight level 80, cleared by the Caspe 1.
Runway altitude.
Portugal 1044.
10 feet. Condition is dry. Flaps full, overweight, no. Reverse thrust, yes. Let's fill out the rest. Runway slope, I'm not going to bother with. 10 feet at that end, 8 feet at that end. Slightly down sloping, but only by 2 feet. I think it's hardly worth putting in. Okay, let's find our other chart, which was so many charts for this airport. Right, 25 right.
545, more descent to altitude.
3,037 meters. And our approach speed is on the MCDU.
Flybus 3286, contact tower 118.1 to
118.1, Flybus.
Approach speed is going to be 132 knots.
3 Mike Alpha from Debla, cleared ILS approach runway 25 right, report established.
Okay, great stuff.
Runway 25 right, approach.
Oh, well, let me calculate it. I guess this is what you're talking about earlier on.
Air Portugal 1038, report your indicated airspeed.
Airspeed is 290 knots, Air Portugal 1038.
Air Portugal 1038, roger, maintain speed 270 knots or greater.
Maintain 270 or greater, Air Portugal 1038.
Air Portugal 1044, on conversion speed 270 knots or less.
On conversion speed 270 knots or less. Air Portugal 1.
Hey, there he is on the radios. Right, runway slope. I'm just going to put a 0 in. Calculate.
Steeper 486 from Charlie Lima Echo, cleared direct Debla.
Alright, so low auto brake is going to take us 2,164 meters. Medium 1536.
Echo Bravo Lima Alpha.
Let's see if we can work this out.
Charlie Lima Echo, clear direct Debla, speed 4.6.
Barcelona approach, hello, Eurowings 9 Sierra November, 6,000 feet on the Darling Ticket.
Eurowings 9 Sierra November, Barcelona, good evening, climb now, flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, Eurowings 9 Sierra.
I think auto brake low is going to be fine. Yeah, I don't really have the time now to try and find all the intersection. The distances from each intersection. It probably is in here, but as you can see, there's a lot of charts. So I'm just going to guesstimate for now. I think low auto brake is going to do us just fine, to be quite honest with you. Right, okay. So, we're looking good. We're just going to let the descent carry on. We'll select low auto brake. Alright. Did I see the JustFlight add-on that is coming? Taxiway markers. No, I didn't. Not sure. Do you mean Europe real taxiways? Oh shit, hang on. Alright, selected speed 280.
Lufthansa 3 Mike Alpha established LS 25 right.
Lufthansa 3 Mike Alpha, thank you, contact tower 118.1.
I should have selected that earlier. The aircraft started trying to slow down because of this restriction at this next waypoint here.
Air Portugal 1038, cleared the Sierra Lima Lima 1 Whiskey transition.
Cleared Sierra Lima Lima 1 Whiskey transition, Air Portugal 1038.
Air Portugal 1044, same for you, cleared Sierra Lima Lima 1 Whiskey transition.
Brilliant, that's the transition we were expecting.
Lima 1 Whiskey transition, Air Portugal 1044.
Let's just double check that.
454, cleared ILS Zulu approach runway 25 right.
Sierra Lima Lima 1 Whiskey, that's the one we've planned for. Everything is hunky-dory there. Fantastic.
486, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1019er.
Plaza feet 1019, speed 46.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, so the JustFlight add-on, are you talking about real taxiways, do you mean? I've not seen taxiway markers, no. If that's a different one. I actually picked up Real Taxiways Europe today, which is fantastic. Fantastic add-on. It's only £3 as well if you're upgrading from the USA. Excuse me, the USA version. Zach Attack, good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Snacks all obtained, ready for descent? Yeah, I wish I had time to go to get snacks too, dude. Mariner, don't think I will be, no. No, I don't think I will be, I'm afraid. I'll let you know if I do that. The stream will end after this flight, that's for sure, but I'll let you know if I'm about still. Yep, got it, Gritty Man, yep. Yep, I don't think you used to have to actually put anything in that field, but yeah, they must have changed it slightly. Foray, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Experimental version is 100% worth it. Yeah, yeah. 100% worth the experimental version. The experimental version all the way. All the way. Like, I don't really see any reason to go through anything other than the experimental version, in my honest opinion. They're bringing out Real Taxiways Europe. Yes, yes, it actually came out today. It actually already has come out. It's really good, yeah. It's really good. I mean, it depends really. If you're flying into a lot of airports, I'm just going to slow to 250 knots now. If you're flying to a lot of airports in Europe, okay, so we've got thrust idle, DES, alt blue, flight level 80, blue now. Yeah, so if you're flying into a lot of airports in Europe and you don't have a lot of payware or scenery add-ons, then it's really, really good because it fixes all the taxiway signage. So I highly recommend it personally. However, Gritty Man, if you want to see what it's all about, I did do a preview of the Real Taxiways USA add-on, and it's basically the same thing, just a different region. So I recommend checking that one out if you're interested in seeing what it's all about. Okay, so approaching 10,000 feet now. Let's get the nose lights to take off, the landing lights on. It's so difficult to see those switches. And the runway turn-off lights on. Seatbelts are still on.
6% to altitude, 3,500 feet.
Mid of the 500 feet, scribble 46.
Air Portugal 1044, can you give me a better rate of descent?
Hey firm, we'll speed right now, Air Portugal 1044.
Cheers.
Get him down.
488 is passing flight level 265 for 250.
Alright.
Speedbird 488.
How are we doing here? We've got a couple of aircraft down here on the approach. It's quite difficult to see them. Oh, you know what I keep forgetting to do, guys? You know, I purposefully rejigged my camera so it's on this side for when I'm flying on this side, so it's easier for you guys to see, you know, the rest of the instruments without the camera being in the way. There we go. Fantastic. I finally remembered to do it. I've had that set up for ages. I just keep forgetting to freaking do it. Sebastian, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Tuned in at a perfect time. We're on approach here into Barcelona. Barcelona is a photogrammetry city as well in the sim, so I mean it's a bit far away now, but it does look pretty stunning from above. We're probably not going to.
Portugal 1038, descend to altitude 3,500 feet, QNH 1019er.
Descend 3,500 feet, QNH 1019er, Air Portugal 1038.
Speedbird 486, descend to altitude 2,000.
1020 in the sim.
We're
going to go open descent. This is cleared us down there. So we've got thrust idle, open descent, alt blue, 3,500 blue. The aircraft's giving us 220 knots because of the restriction here. And yeah, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so cleared down to an altitude. Let's do the approach checklist. So briefing is confirmed. ECAM status is checked. Landing distance is going to be approximately 45 miles still. Seatbelts are on. Power ref is set 1020 both sides. Minimums are 235 feet set, and engine mode selector is norm. Approach checklist complete.
1038, fly heading 090 degree.
Fly heading 090, Air Portugal 1038. Okay, there we go. So we've got our first vector there. I think what he's going to do is probably just bring us in a bit tighter here. So we're going to stick with 220 knots on the speed. For some reason it jumped back up there, which it's not supposed to do. We're going to stick with 220 knots there, as that is a current restriction. Now we're on a heading. We're just going to continue the descent here, and we're going to keep the aircraft clean for now.
Condor 7 Whiskey Tango, Barcelona, good evening, cleared Alver 1 Whiskey arrival, descend flight level 70.
Let's get the LS push buttons in. BCA has identified, we'll double check that on the charts. BCA is the ILS.
2522, you're leaving my airspace.
109.5.
You can monitor Unicom 122.
109.5. It does actually say that there as well.
Welling 6335, desciende altitud.
All right.
300 pies.
How am I? I'm doing very well, yeah. Thank you very much for asking, Sebastian. How are you doing? Why is the QNH different in the sim than VATSIM? It just sometimes is, really. It's just the live weather just sometimes doesn't match up perfectly with the real world.
This is Eurowings.
But it's close enough. I don't know if it'd really make a huge difference.
2521 identified, climb now flight level 190.
Yeah, not much of a big difference.
Climb to flight level 190, Eurowings 2521.
Welling 6335, vire por izquierda, rumbo 340.
Turn the music down a bit for now. Turn the volume of the aircraft up.
Portugal 1038, turn right heading 160 degrees.
Right heading 160 at Air Portugal 1038.
Approach, speedbird 1509 is with you, climbing through 3,500 for 6,000.
Speedbird 1509, Barcelona, good evening, identified.
There we go, we're going to get cleared for the ILS momentarily by the looks of things. Looks like he's setting us up for an intercept. Beautifully done though by the controller, beautifully done. Seatbelts on, seatbelts are already on.
Welling 6335, vira por izquierda, rumbo 280, autorizado el ILS Zulu, pista 25 derecha.
Ah, Manacle, thank you very much for that, dude, thank you. Crossbleed is in. Oh, fair enough, that explains why I couldn't start the engine with the crossbleed then.
Air Portugal 1038, turn right heading 220 degrees, cleared ILS Zulu approach, runway 25 right, report established.
Right heading 220, cleared ILS Zulu approach for runway 25 right, report established, Air Portugal 1038.
Speedbird 488.
Okay, great stuff. Cleared for the approach. Let's go for approach phase activates and we'll arm the approach mode. We'll go back to manage speed now. That's going to just slow us down a few more knots to green dot speeds. We're 17 miles out, so we don't need to worry too much about flaps just yet. We've got glide slope blue, localizer blue.
Ryanair 28 Victor Lima, Barcelona, good evening. Cleared Pumal 1 Whiskey arrival, descend flight level 120. 120, Pumal 1 Whiskey arrival, 28 Victor Lima. Air Portugal 1044, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1020.
Okay, we can get AP1 in as well, we're cleared for the approach.
Air Portugal 1044.
So we've got Cat 3 dual, AP12.
Contact de torre 118 decimal 1, buenas noches.
118 decimal 1, buenas noches, buenas noches, 5.
Lockstar.
Eurowings 2521, leaving my airspace, Barcelona is offline, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Will monitor Unicom on 122.8. Thank you for your service. Bye-bye.
Speedbird 1509, same for you. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye-bye.
Beautiful, beautiful weather.
Speedbird 1509, thank you. Have a great day. Good evening, sir.
You too. Air Portugal 1044, clear direct.
Look at that. It intercepts the localizer so nicely now. It's brilliant.
Direct Tabula, Air Portugal 1044.
Beautiful. What's next? You got a direct on to Tableau.
If it isn't already quite evident, your speed is yours.
Sure, speed is mine. Air Portugal 1038.
Air Portugal 1044, same.
Okay, so speed is checked. Flaps 1.
Speed restrictions is Air Portugal 1044.
Air Portugal 1038 established ILS 25 right.
Air Portugal 1038, thank you. Contact tower 118.1, bye-bye.
118.1, thank you. Bye-bye. Air Portugal 1038.
Speedbird 488, clear to direct Debla.
Is that the right frequency? It was.
Speedbird 19X, good evening. Wind 330 degrees, 1 knots, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Get the ground frequency tuned as well. 8 miles to go, 200 knots. Still slowing down. Let's get the gear down. Nose wheel cam. Not much to see today.
2,500.
Okay, so speed is check, flaps 2. Barcelona ground, Air Portugal 1038 established, ILS 25 right, 7 miles.
Air Portugal 1038, good evening. Continue approach to runway 25 right, you are number 2, wind 330 degrees, 1 knot.
Continue approach, Air Portugal 1038, thank you. Oh, a number 2, holy. Oh, yeah, there's still someone on the runway there. Look at that view though, guys. Woo, woo, woo. You can even see a few buildings here that have been added in by the Latin VFR scenery, which looks very cool. We've got the Sagrada Familia somewhere in there. There it is. And some stuff on the hill there and a little tower. Brilliant. Okay, so 5 miles to go. We're slowing down to final approach speed. Speed check. Flaps 3. Arm the spoilers. Missed approach altitude. We didn't check that one. 3,000 feet is set. And 4 miles to go. Speed check, flaps full.
Tower 059 at holding point Golf 3.
Speed 25.
Okay, landing checklist. Cabin crew advised auto thrust is speed. Auto brake is low. ECAM memo is landing no blue. Landing checklist complete.
Line up and wait runway 25 left, speed of 529 behind the company departing A320.
We're going to get a late clearance here. TA only. Cat 3 dual AP12. Alright. I am going to disconnect. Light director's off. Give the bird.
Air Portugal 1038, wind 330 degrees, 11 knot, runway 25 right, clear to land and vacate via your land.
Clear to land, 25 right, Air Portugal 1038. Say vacate taxiway again.
Vacate left.
Vacating left, Air Portugal 103.
500.
Okay, that's got me right off centre line there, listening to that guy. Oops.
400.
Off to Barcelona departure.
I'm a bit low. We are stable low.
Feedback 1NX, thank you for your ATC.
Speed 529, air wind 330 degrees, 1 knot, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 059.
200. Minimum.
Minimums continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Ah, floated it.
5.
Floated it a little bit, but we got the butter, and I was off centre line. I'm not that pleased with that, to be honest, but I'll take it. Okay, we're going to vacate left, the next exit here. Manual braking. So we wanted to be off at Romeo's 5. Let's see where we actually are.
Contact Barcelona approach 131.120, have a nice flight.
Contact Barcelona approach 059, thank you and thank you for your service.
Don't see any signs. Don't see any signs. That's a sign. It's very dark though. It says November 11.
Air Portugal 1038, contact Barcelona ground 121.7.
1217 Air Portugal 1038. Put the parking brake in there. Speed brakes off. Sorry, strobe lights off. Landing lights off. Put this to taxi.
1044. Good evening, wind 3.
Right, now then, where are we actually? Because there's no signs here. I don't understand it. This is a pay-where airport. Where are the signs at? Bruh. So anyway, we can probably work it out. That's Foxtrot Sierra there.
Say again?
Contract 1, ready for push and start. Request push into stand 111.
Okay, so we came off at Romeo 6.
Push and start through first south. We're going to push into 111 so it's easier to make the left turn.
Where are my parking stands? I forgot to select a stand. There we go. Okay, there we go. We're going to go for 236. Barcelona ground. Good evening, Air Portugal 1038. We're on Romeo 6. Request taxi to stand 236.
Portugal 1038, buenas. Foxtrot Sierra, stand 238.
Okay, so was that, sorry, taxi Foxtrot Sierra to stand 238, Air Portugal 1038. Okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. So it's straightforward onto Foxtrot Sierra, stand 238. So it's actually a much simpler taxi than I thought. I didn't even realise these taxiways were in between each thing here. So that's pretty straightforward. Okay, great stuff. So after landing, we'll get the flaps up and the spoilers disarmed.
Yeah, that's approved.
We'll go ahead and turn the predictive wind shear off and the weather radar off. TCAS can go to standby. And we'll release the parking brake. After landing checklist, flaps are retracted, spoilers disarmed, APU, we can go ahead and turn that on. Radar is off, predictive wind shear is off, after landing checklist complete. Okay, let's go. Get your roof fixed. Thank you, dude. Love it, love it. I'll catch up with the rest of the chat once we're parked up, guys. I mean, that wasn't a bad landing, was it, really? It was butter, but it wasn't... I always frustrate myself when I can't get on... When I don't get on center line, when I don't land on center line, it's very, very annoying. This is a fantastic looking scenery though, isn't it, by Latin VFR. It does look very, very believable. It's just strange that there isn't a it's a bit strange that there isn't a I'm actually just gonna turn this down a bit here because we probably won't get contacted again. But yeah, like I say, it's just a shame that there wasn't any signs there on the exit. I would have thought it would say the exit numbers on an airport where it's so crucial to get your exit correct. Let's turn the nose light and the runway turn-off lights. Stand is 238, he said, so that is going to be this next one up.
Portugal 1044, welcome to Barcelona, Hotel Sierra, position 244.
238 is here on the right.
Sierra 244. Airbus 1044.
Oh, baby, that was a bit of an overturn there. Swung it round so quickly there. This new nose wheel steering is an absolute godsend, though. It is so good. Oh, I'm going too fast. Is that right? On the line? I can't tell. No, it's not. Somehow I've managed to get that straight, though. Oh no, we're just a little bit. Look at that though inside. Love it. Alright, parking brake is set. APU is avail. APU bleed on, external power on, both engines off. Beacon light can come off, seatbelt signs can come off. Did not mean to do that.
3 Quebec.
Turn the transponder off. Right. Parking checklists.
Ready.
Get these pumps off as well while we're at it. Right, parking checklist. Yellow electric pump is off. APU bleed is on. Engines are off. Seatbelts are off. External lights as required. Fuel pumps are off. Parking checklist complete. All right, great stuff. Let's get the ground services on the go. Here comes what's next. Give him a wave, everybody. Give him a big wave. Beautiful. Look at this. It's such golden light at the moment here. All right. Great. That was lovely. That was such an enjoyable arrival. Such good ATC there on the approach. I really enjoyed that. First scenery you bought. Amazing. Amazing. They've improved it a lot since it came out as well, haven't they? I only just got it, but yeah, they've done some great improvements from what I'm aware. The only thing I don't like about it though is there's a few little areas that are just a bit low res, like this sign for example. There's no need for that and this to be so low res. Like I've seen other airports which have this stuff and it's so crisp. Like especially when it's right in front of your aircraft when you're pulled up like this. I would have thought they'd have put a bit more effort in. There's a few little low res bits here, and I also don't like see in the middle here how they've got this satellite imagery in the back. I don't really like that either, but I can forgive that quite easily. I don't think that's a big deal. But anyway, there we go. We're pulled up. We're getting our passengers deboarded. The bags, for some reason, they're going into the aircraft. Maybe it's some kind of magical cargo hold that teleports the bags to the terminal building. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look at our landing report on SimToolkit here, because it was quite a nice soft touchdown, wasn't it? But I definitely did float it. I'm not sure why I floated it, to be honest, and I forgot to start my replay, of course. But oh, you know what I figured out as well, guys? I figured out something. You know how I was trying to use this this replay system that's built into the sim, and we've tried it a few times, haven't we? And for whatever reason it wouldn't let me play it back when it came to playback, but I think I've realized what the actual issue with that is. So guys, you may remember, and you've probably got it turned off if you're like me, there is, when you turn off the engines on your aircraft in the sim, it shows this it shows that end of flight screen. So you can see how end flight when aircraft shuts down. I've got that turned off. So obviously I didn't realize that at the time. But I think what it is this replay system, it will just forget your recording. If you've not saved it, which I didn't do on those occasions, it'll forget your recording if you've not saved it, if the end of flight screen appears. So I think what you need to do is, in the future, is taxi in, and then just before you turn the engines off, come into this panel, click save, and then you can shut the engines down as normal, and you should be good to go then. So that was the issue. Anyway, side note, back to the fuzz pad. So it wasn't too bad really. Landing G-force 1G minus 143 feet per minute, and the landing speed was 125 knots. So our calculated landing speed, it's actually wiped it now, but I think our calculated landing speed was a little bit higher than that, so we were just a little bit slow there. So that's obviously as a result of flaring the aircraft too much and losing too much speed there while I was floating. But nice soft touchdown, and we'll see where I was in terms of centerline tracking. Now this is probably not going to work for me because I think on the original flight plan we were a different runway, weren't we? Oh no, it seems to have picked up that we're using 25 right. So here's the threshold, here's the aiming point, here's where we touch down, almost outside of the touchdown zone, almost just within it. I think it's just about acceptable. Centerline deviation, we were 50 feet to the right, to the left, which again is not brilliant, but it's not that bad, I suppose. For an absolute novice like me. And then the roll was fine. Heading was a little bit off, but that was well controlled on the way in. I had quite a bit of right rudder in to straighten us up coming down, as you guys probably noticed. But yeah, I mean, not too bad, not crazy good, but like, I wish I could show you guys my landing I did the other day when I was doing this same flight actually, but I did it offline. In fact, no, I can show you it right here, can't I? This is it right here. Same runway, 25 right. This was a good landing. I mean, I did float a bit again. I touched down in more or less the same place, but look at everything else. Center line was more or less bang on, 20 feet to the right, but I mean, that's pretty much there, isn't it? In terms of, yeah, that's pretty much there, I suppose. 88 feet per minute, 1G, and my heading was good, and my roll was good, so that was much better. But, you know, you win some, you lose some, don't you?
Yeah, when ready, Lima Sierra, Kilo, holding point.
There we go, guys. There we go. Now, I can see it appears like the model matching is not working perfectly for FSLTL, for the VATSIM at the moment. Tell you what we're going to do, though. Oh, we're not going to do that, that's for sure. We're going to come here, we're going to turn off the APU bleed and the APU master.
Good evening, Willing 49 Bravo, Echo again.
Let's have a quick browse around this airport, because I don't think I've shown you this on stream yet, have I? So let's have a look around. If I can find the right camera. There we go, beautiful. Let's first check out this aircraft that's just arrived. Welling A320neo. This is the one that, this must have been the one that I heard on the radios when we were arriving, which is beautiful. Look at that terminal building from above though. That looks nice, doesn't it? It looks real nice. So we've got what's next down here in his A320neo again. Let's see, what reg are you? CSTVC, what am I? TVG. Okay, very nice, very nice. Is this actually a Neo? It doesn't look like, the engines look like the CEO engines. That's interesting. I'm not sure why it's matched you. Although it has the these winglets. I forget what they're called. Are they called sharklets or blended wingtips? I can't actually remember. There's too many names for them. Which I didn't think the CEO had, but maybe I'm wrong. They definitely look like CEO engines though, because of this reverser mechanism as well. Oh, I forgot to put the right code. Got you. Makes sense. Makes sense. Right, what else have we got here? We've got a Brussels Airlines parked. A320's CEO. We've got a LOT Embraer 195, I think that is. We've got a Lufthansa A320 CEO with these wingtips. I don't think they're players though. I don't think they're on VATSIM. I think that's just parked aircraft. What is this noise though? Where is that coming from? Is that this aircraft? Holy crap, that's so loud. It does look nice though, that model, doesn't it? And it's got the spoilers and the flaps and everything. Very nice. Have we got anyone else on approach? I think we don't. Anyway, let's have a look. So we've got the control tower here. Very nice. 1 second. CMK, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. As well as Thiagwin, thank you very much for the sub on YouTube. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. There's quite a lot of aircraft that have not matched properly here with the models, with the model matching. In these should both be A320s, but they're showing us generics, which is a bit annoying. These ground markings are pretty nice, though, aren't they? Now, this runway texture is really cool as well. It's got these grooves in it, which I haven't seen on a lot of runways. I suppose it depends on whether the airport has it or not, but they're pretty decent. And then, yeah, the ground textures just overall are pretty good. You guys know I'm a bit of a sucker for a good ground texture, and they're pretty good. They're not like top tier ground textures, but they're pretty close. Pretty goddamn close. I think one thing I will mark them down for, though, is the because this kind of stuff matters a lot to me because I fly a lot on VATSIM, but the taxiway signage is decent, but it's a bit low res for a start off, and it's a bit, I think it's a bit dark, to be honest. Like, let's have a look at one in the sunlight. Okay, so that's not too bad. But the fonts don't match either. I'm not sure if that is realistic to the real airport. But I just can't see it, to be honest, with the fonts not matching. But I may be wrong. I may be totally wrong about that. And then what else, guys? What else? We've got the terminal itself, which, as you can see, fantastically modelled. And then we can actually just dip inside here. So let's just slow the camera speed down a bit. Right, here we are. And then into the terminal. There's so much detail in here. It's absolutely fantastic. It's just brilliant. So good. It very much reminds me of some other Spanish airport that I've been to. I can't remember which one though, actually. Is it Mallorca? Mallorca has these sort of things, these air vent type things, doesn't it? Like, obviously these are just, you know, they're just pillars. But obviously they have the air conditioning inside them. I think that's what they're for anyway. Look at this. Look at these guys. They're checking out our plane that's just landed. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool view though, isn't it, really? I can't lie. That's a picture. Love it. Beautiful light as well. But yeah, the terminal itself, I'm just going to leave it on that, actually. I'm going to leave it on that. The rest of the terminal is more of the same. Very, very cool. Very nicely modelled. Mandeep, thank you very much for the sub on YouTube. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're well. But yeah, let's have a look then. So let's catch up with the chats before we wrap things up here. Minus 49. Holy crap. That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. I need to practice more in the A320, I think. I switch aircraft far too often. That's my issue. And it becomes problematic for me to learn the muscle memory. Also, have you noticed, look how well this hood is connected to the aircraft here. That is so slick. It looks like it's perfectly fitting the contour of the aircraft there. Some airports don't manage that, but that is surprisingly good. But yeah, nicely done. What's next? Nice flying with you anyway. It's the first time I've flown along with you. And that was a really cool flight. So some very great ATC on the approach there. Really big fan of that. Frederick, welcome to the chat, dude. Sorry I missed your message earlier. Dave says I'm too hard on myself. Probably am. I probably am, but I mean, you know, I like to be I like to give you guys something really satisfying to watch, and when I'm not satisfied with it myself, I don't feel like you guys are, which is upsetting. So yeah. Oh my lord. Alright, there we go. Oh, you forgot to put the right code. Fair enough, fair enough. Never got the A20N to work for me. What do you mean you never got it to work for you? Do you mean the model matching? They've got the foot on the gas and the brakes. I think they did, yeah. Aquay, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. It says, like the Manchester Airport textures. Yeah, yeah. You mean the Mako Sim at Manchester Airport? Yeah, they're really good. They're really good. I think the best ground textures I've seen, and this is a bit of a curveball here, is Islamabad Airport by... oh, I can't actually remember the developer's name now, but there's only one developer that's done it for Microsoft Flight Simulator anyway. Those ground textures, probably the best I've seen. Probably the best I've seen. If not that, it would probably have to be Copenhagen by Fly Tamper. Or Vienna by Gaia Simulations before I change my mind again. But yeah, Manchester Airport, very, very good. Yeah, big fan, big fan. That's my, that's more or less my local large airport. So, yeah, I've got quite a strong affinity to that one. One airport connected on wrong side of the plane. Don't know how that... Yeah, I have no idea. I've never had that myself. That's so strange. AC/DC fan in the terminal. Hell yeah. Now then, Will, how are you doing? And Meg Griffin. Meg Griffin, yeah, right here. Simark. Yes, Gritty Man, that's it. Simark. Yeah, I mean, that's just a fantastic scenery overall. I just don't use it enough because there's not that... I don't tend to fly that much around that area of the world, but perhaps I should do more. Perhaps I should do. Mandeep, thank you very much for the follow as well on Twitch. Much appreciated, dude. Thank you. Alright, guys. Well, I think that is going to be it from me for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed. It's been, yeah, really fun. I always enjoy flying in the A320. It's quite a easy going plane to fly for on stream. And you can make some very satisfying landings in it. Just today was I mean, it was almost there, wasn't it? But not quite. Someday I'll get it. What's my excuse for today? I don't really have an excuse for today. I think it's just me. I think it's just me. That's the issue. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you with this beautiful picture here of the A320neo we arrived in at Barcelona Airport. You got some passers-by looking out the window thinking, oh, how do you get that airline pilot job with that kind of landing? Man needs to work on his side stick skills. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. And next stream, I'm not sure when will be at the moment, but if you keep your eyes peeled on the channel, probably be one over the weekend at some point. We've got some pretty exciting stuff in the pipeline for the channel that I can't really tell you about at the moment, but one at least pretty exciting project I'm really looking forward to working on and sharing with you guys. So hopefully more info on that fairly soon. But guys, I hope you have a fantastic evening. Thank you very much for tuning in as always. Greedy Man, thank you for your continued support. Asa, you take it easy, brother, and Ian, take it easy. Have a fantastic evening, everybody. And yeah, thanks again everyone else who tuned in. Patrick, of course, Will. Who else have we got? We've got... oh my god, I've suddenly lost the ability to read and differentiate these names. Frederick, of course. Dave. Sebastian. Ferre. RBX Girl 40. Bryce. Mariner, of course, as well. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Really appreciate your continued support. And Alistair, of course, for your very kind donations today. And Ramsey for buying a ticket. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but have a fantastic evening, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. I'll see you again probably at the weekend. Bye for now.